Council has discussed crypto regulations and legislations at length, and we have come to the conclusion that instead of regulating, we are going to ape a fat bag each into laptop and pump it to over $1 billion, 300 million, trillion market cap. Let's fucking go, crackheads.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, because we are going to talk about some very important and interesting stuff around Bitcoin and the crypto economy. Bitcoin's just breaking out at the moment, and there are some pretty high levels that Bitcoin could reach in no time that I want to show you guys. And also we are going to talk about the upcoming Ecomi, Veve, Blackpink drop situation and what needs to happen in my opinion. That's also something we are going to talk about. And I think we have to talk a little bit about the BREAKOUTs as well, as there's also something crazy happening here. But all of that right after the intro. So, good morning to all of you. First of all, here with the cleaned up Rare Hodler screen. And by the way, why is I had a little lag here. Hopefully that was not with you as well. So guys, first of all, make sure to smash up the like button. Very important. And then secondly, if you are not subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and tick that little bell to always get notified. I want to welcome a new Rare Hodler. Just right here on the side, we have Jaco, that is actually a new member here of the channel. Great stuff. Welcome to the fam. And yeah, secondly, I've cleaned up a little bit here the Rare Hodler screen, so if for some reason you are not anymore on it, then please let me know, but I think I did everything right. And yeah, also, where's the good intro? Where's the intro from yesterday? Unfortunately, I got demonetized for it, so I have to check whether I can get that track or another track underlying, so that I don't get demonetized on 1.5 hours of hard work because of an intro track. That really sucks. That really hurts. But anyways, it is what it is, right? Hey, Walrus King, what is going on? Hey, mate. How are you doing? How are you guys doing? So, let's jump right into the action here with what's going on at the moment. So, we are having a Bitcoin breakout at the moment, and a strong one with a little bit volume. There should be a little bit more volume. Oh, by the way, you cannot see it. So there we go. Bitcoin breakout. Why is my webcam up there? Here we go. So we have a Bitcoin breakout, a strong one, as we can see here. So this candle is pretty big. That is an almost 8% move out of this, basically flag. And maybe on that note, on the daily, let us just take a measured move. Let's take the measured move here, somewhere in the middle of this thing, and just put it here. That would be the target of this breakout on a conservative side. So that would be, what would that be? 77,000 for the breakout. Would be really cool, because this would be then a significant new all-time high to put in. But first, before we go there, probably, very likely, we are going to retest, and then we go there. So this will take maybe a little bit longer here, and this is also probably why we're red. Not always from a breakout, though, we are retesting the new structure. So for example, here we just came up, we broke out, and we never came back. We only retested then above here. So not always, but here, for example, we have a breakout, retest, tests on top of this, and then we went, right? So it depends, but we will be able to see if we can If we will have some red here back into 60 something thousand, 65,000 or so, it could be just a retest. Also, if we fall to back down like this today, then I would say it's a fake out, and that would be a little bit problematic here. So really, we really don't want this. By the way, let me check here. Okay, so that is good. So let's talk a little bit about again about the same topic here with the system. Something in the system to break for, you know, I'm talking about this every time. Something in the system has to break for the rates to go lower, even though that the inflation target is not reached. And that could be, for example, this. US credit card serious delinquency rates for most age groups have spiked to the highest level in 13 years. And here we see the age groups. So the ones with the biggest delinquencies are 18 to 29, where it's relatively normal to take on high risks and I don't know, like have all the new sneakers all the time and maybe get some small credit card debt because of that, and now you have delinquencies on that, right? But it's also very high, and it has spiked very high on the 30 to 39-year-olds, which is a whole another story, because latestly with 30 you are out of a university and working, which means that people are not able to keep up with their job paying the credit card rate. And then you have the 40 to 49 is also, everything's ticking up, so right, and it's only that the levels of the first two age groups are way higher. So in Q1 2024, delinquencies of 90 plus days rose above 9% for ages 18 to 29 and 30-39, levels comparable with 2008 financial crisis levels here. So that is what you see here. So here's the uptick in 2008, and there's more to come. It's interesting because according to the mainstream narrative, this shouldn't be happening. We should be in for a soft landing, and inflation should curb, and people should be able to pay their stuff. But it's not. The reality looks different. This can be also seen here. It looks a little bit boring, but I'm going to explain it to you. Stay with me here. Hey, good morning, Felipe. What's going on? GM. So this is the price of McDonald's stuff. Yeah, and it also, we know that a lot of the, let's say, low-income earners, they're going to McDonald's maybe in their work break or whatever. So the McChicken at the McDonald's is up 201% between 2019 and 2024. The average price increase across the 5 items is 141%. So you have here medium fries, McChicken, Big Mac, chicken nuggets, and cheeseburger. All of them up between almost 100%, as the Big Mac not rose that much, and especially here these products being up 100 to 200%. That is, if you take only the 141% divided by 4, you are still at an almost 30% per year inflation. Like obviously you have a compound percentage fact here, but it's still crazy. Trucking Hank says BTC nearing $100,000. Yes, and I think the $100,000, and we're going to talk about this in a second, the $100,000 for BTC could be really where retail starts to take really notice, because Canadian dollars, okay. Canadian dollars, yeah, okay. I'd say, but still, let's talk about, because $100,000 for Bitcoin is not too far away. So let's really talk about this point where, right, it would be up here, flagpole of this bull flag. Okay, so let's reach 77,000 first, but users are going retail is going to take note once we are getting to these very high levels, and only then we are going to see really them coming in masses. Also, this one here is very interesting. Want to buy a home? Question mark. 1980s, save for a couple of years. 2024, forget about it. Okay, so see this here for baby boomers is like it was 83,200 then, and yes, the salaries were lower then, but you see here the median household income was at $23,000 then, only tripled, but here actually the price more than quadrupled. So it's an asymmetric cost side that happened here for buying a home in the US. So this is not only counting for the US. The same situation basically is here in Germany. So you have a median household income for with around the same stuff, I would say, around the same in euros, yeah. And then you had a currency switch here in Germany, for example, from that time to this time. But overall, good morning, Herr Hodler. Good morning, Duck and Cover. Thank you for the nice words here. But overall, we see one specific fact. It's inflation everywhere. Only that inflation hit the real estate sector earlier than it hit the food and everything else. So you can really see whenever this stuff happens and you have the really main necessary things or things that are perceived as a store of value going up like crazy, that is when you know that inflation is going somewhere, even if the official inflation numbers are not there yet. And that real estate is one of them. Stocks are another one of them. So look at that, for example, you're in the middle of a crisis, but your stocks are putting in an all-time high. What does that mean? It means that other options of preserving your wealth are not given anymore. So we see here investor allocations in US stocks have reached the highest share in history. Households, mutual funds, pension funds, and foreign investors' financial asset allocation in equities just hit 52%. And also you see here the debt holdings down. Why? Because no one wants to hold debt, right? Because of exactly the situation that we're seeing, that it's spiraling out of control. No one wants to be the person that holds to zero. If you have a currency cut, you'll just be priced. You'll get your assets, your stocks priced in the next currency because you're actually owning property. So if you're holding cash, you hold to zero. If you're holding debt, you get a debt cut of the collapsing government or whatever, and you will be disowned. So this is why it's going down. And by the way, I can move my camera just two little pieces here to the side so you can see the percentage. So you see here really it's debt holdings down, cash still down, right? So why would you hold cash if you can hold stocks or Bitcoin? Duck and Cover said, was lucky, had a hunch yesterday, sold a small amount of OMI and bought ETH about 2 hours before the pump. Yo, congratulations. Now back into OMI, right? No, just kidding. But we'll see that also. Good. How do you say in the US? They say in the US, good for you. Okay, so here it is. And this is the reason why Bitcoin is going to go, as Janet Yellen in our intro says, is going to gazillion, billion, trillion. Because Fiat M2 money supply doesn't have a bottom. So that's why Bitcoin doesn't have a top. And that's why you're getting debased and almost everything that is measured in a currency like that. So here we see that the M2 money supply has taken a very steep retracement, but it's already coiling up again. So in the end, there will be things like, oh, we need to raise the debt ceiling, or oh, we need to we need to save this collapsing business or bank or whatever. It's actually what China does. So the global money, the global M2 is like, hey, duck and cover. I know that I know that you're not American. I think we've met. I know that. But anyways, so that is, and if you're holding cash, then this is what you're going to have. This is what you're going to hold, right? Oh, we don't want the sound here, because if I play sound, then I get demonetized. But here we see a nice currency that went the same way as our fiat currencies will go one day. And it's really, I think you cannot say it differently. It's just counterfeiting money, only that you have permission to do it. So here we see $200 million, $500 million, $1 trillion. Or was it a billion? No, that was a billion still. $10 billion. See, there's just so many zeros, it's just unimaginable. But hey, that looks like something that could happen one day, but we're still far away from it, because otherwise there wouldn't be a $1 note anymore, right? Now, the thing here though is, and this is very crucial, while this is all very negative, it's going to pump the price into oblivion. And if you're holding Bitcoin, you're basically preserving value against these currency developments, whereas you're almost there are very few assets that are holding value against this development. Very, very few. And you can see that in the Bitcoin price, because basically that needs, if you want to have a similar appreciation, your asset basically needs 100% CAGR, 100% compound annual growth rate to keep up with, if you have everything in Bitcoin, right? And I'm not talking about short-term investments or what. There are other reasons why you could have something like dividend stocks, because some people like monthly cash flows. So let's say you're making a couple of millions in crypto and you put a part of that into dividend stocks. You can just get a rent for that, right? That also increases. However, if you're just having the same millions in Bitcoin over a longer time, they will just multiply more and more and more, right? Which then means that you can just pay stuff with either cashing out some Bitcoin, some small portions, while the rest is going 100% and 100% and 100% per year. I don't know, with diminishing returns, probably the compound annual growth rate will decrease. We will see, but actually with the explosion of fiat money, in that sense, as we just saw it here, then again, maybe the compound annual growth will stay the same. So we really don't know. It's too early, but the signs are there. So here's something that is interesting, right? So this is the Chinese gold trading activity. Well, China never in the last 10-12 years bought that much gold. So China's buying gold like never before. Is it preparing for the USD collapse? I would say no. I would say China is preparing to get hard into that new BRICS currency. But still, it's impressive to see that they are buying so much gold, right? So that just on a side note. Now let's look at why the Bitcoin price is breaking out like this, like we see it here at the moment. Why do we have such a big fat green candle here? And the reason is this. Bitcoin is pumping because of the 90-day trading delay for large companies to buy new ETFs that is over. Therefore, Apple, Microsoft, etc. is buying today. The train is leaving the station for the normies. Normies being not you guys, but everyone else that is just not in Bitcoin or not sufficiently exposed to Bitcoin. And then we see here, it's normal to have 90 trading days delay between an ETF is launched until the big boy starts buying it. This is to assess liquidity, tracking error, and market reception. This period ends in early May. That's right, after the Bitcoin halving, prepare for firework in May. That is what the same guy that said the 90 days is over, posted in March as an explanation why the price will be going up right now, and price is going up right now. So 90 days are over for most of those companies, and now we're expecting them to ape into, at least into Bitcoin. Now here's another interesting part, and that is that the Bitcoin price to energy gravity, energy mass. So orange is the energy gravity, kilowatts per hour, so dollar per kilowatts per hour, and then energy mass, which is the green line. And we see that basically every time the price hits the energy mass, it's a good time to buy. We see that here, right? We see that here at the bottoms, the two bottoms of the last cycle. We see it here at our bottom this cycle, and now we hit it again because of the halving. So you also see halving increases here, and then parabolic move going crazy after the energy mass. So right now, basically, we're a little bit above the actual production price for Bitcoin. Also because energy prices are quite low, but this is overall this is a good indicator for what's going to happen soon. So according to that, we are here in this cycle. We're here. And according to that, we're somewhere here for a similar cycle to this year. But I think we will mimic more such a cycle here. Maybe we are at this bounce here. So here we see also some it looks very similar, I have to say, until now, like 2017. So I really hope that we mimic that. So now let's get to the really good stuff here. So this is a comparison of the hyperbolic curve. Okay, so here on the right you see the hyperbolic curve, which is the hyperbolic model stock to FOMO, and I'm going to remove the chat so you see it. And basically the lens is going to wander across the line, so you can see what happens with the price action against US dollar here. So if this was the case, it would coincide with fiat money spiraling out of control, basically. I have to say, right? So this is the performance only until now. And on the left side now, you would see how it would be performing beyond that and how it would look. So yeah. So that would basically, this model would bring Bitcoin to 100 billion per Bitcoin. Why? Because probably then a loaf of bread costs like $1 million at the store, something like that, if that happens, measured in US dollars. But still, it's crazy to think that if you are just having a stable asset against and then like Bitcoin completely hard stable against the debasement in the entire world, it could actually look like this. So we will see if it will look like this. But I think yeah, we will have to price in one thing. We only have about 1,000 companies from the US actually buying Bitcoin at a very small percentage of their holdings. There are thousands and thousands more of those companies. There are thousands more of companies in the world that are big enterprises that are going to hedge a little bit against the current development. And then we're going into an election year where also fiat is more debased to fund certain things that will keep voters in the in the same party, I would say. We don't know if it will be Biden. We don't know if it will be Donald Trump. But for sure, at the moment, there's certainly. But you can argue both would be good for crypto, just because one is in favor of crypto and the other one is in favor of debasing the currency more. So you really are in the middle, right? You really are choosing a side that is not either one of them, which kind of is a cool thing to do, right? With Bitcoin, you're going basically non-political, and you're like, you do whatever you think you do or have to do, and I'm just sitting here hodling my Bitcoins and my cryptos, and and then we'll see what happens, right? So, good morning, Patrick, Bultman, and Chago Solis. Good morning to you as well. Bring the coffee here. Let's have a sip of coffee, the crypto morning coffee, on that, and see how our fellow retail guys are doing. And actually, they are not doing so well, because unfortunately they have missed the next pump. They could have bought the dip, but they didn't care, unfortunately. So you could basically say that more than half of the retail boys just went out of Bitcoin. And if you see this here, this is 3rd of March. It was peak interest, and now they don't care anymore. They are in bear market territory levels with the attention on Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin has just pumped like crazy. But if you look this up here, and I have to just quickly peek, this is where the interest was high, and since then, all this dip plus all this pump, now they're back where, look, we're back where this high interest spike was in Bitcoin. Yeah, you see this here? Sorry for that. You don't see this here. Okay, there you go. So this was when the interest was high, and this is where we are right now. But look where we are here. It's like, oh my god, all-time high, let's buy. And then, oh my god, I don't care. I don't want to see it. Minus 23% rip, Bitcoin to zero. I watched a bear like Crypto Savvy on on YouTube that said that the biggest crash of our lifetimes is still coming here. And by the way, if you see these channels, I'm not hating on them. I can see where it is coming from, and I see that people are making money with that as well, because many people that are, so first of all, people that have debt or that are miserable or whatever, like there are a lot of different categories of people that actually want to see the world crash for several reasons. So that, and this is going to be a completely, let me know if you disagree with me, but there are people that want to see the world crash and burn to distract them from their own problems. And this is not that they do not really want that, but it's like entertainment in TV, right? So it's like, oh, my life is always the same, at the same time, the same routine, the same stuff that I'm worried about, the same thing. So if something's happening, like, I don't know, a war breaks out, a tsunami goes into I don't know, somewhere in Asia, rolling over the coast, right? It's not that they wish this for the people. People are, I really believe that people are genuinely good in their hearts, but then you have 24 hours news coverage and you can worry about something else that is not internal, it's external then, and you can put your own problems into perspective. If you see all that stuff going on in the world, like take Brazil for example, with the flooding, right, in the south, or whatever, suddenly there's something else going on. So how did I come to that? I don't even know, but it was just something that several times already crossed my mind, that whereas when you are focused on multiplying your bags and getting somewhere, right, just improving 1% every day, you're focused, like Bitcoin is center of your life every day, and it sucks if that was every day, right, for what was that, 67 days until you finally get to celebrate a pump with your fellow rare hodlers here, right? But it's something where you are focused on getting forward. You want to see positivity. You want to see. You don't want to see actually nations collapse and so on. So definitely something to think about here. So I think that these people that are now out of Bitcoin, that's a problem, right? Because they will miss the next pump, and only when we cross the next all-time high, this value will go up again. And maybe we will see it coiling up with the price going up a little bit, but it's like when Bitcoin hits a new all-time high, and the guy on the news, after talking about all the catastrophes, will say, Bitcoin hit a new all-time high. This scam money that is made for money laundering and wash trading and buying illegal stuff and weapons and I don't know what, has hit a new all-time high again. Politicians should do something against it. Well, he is probably talking about fiat money in his mind, which is the true vehicle of all that what I just mentioned. It's funny how you mention all these things. Like, it's funny how you mention all these catastrophe war and stuff like that, and suddenly your numbers are dropping. Anyways, here we go. So we expect this to coil up with a new all-time high, and if and when we put in a new all-time high, I think also the last bear should be able to see that we are in parabolic move for Bitcoin. And it's funny because a parabolic move, if you're zoomed in to these last 60 days, Bitcoin is sideways. The parabolic move doesn't look parabolic, but if you're going like in the monthly, and then you see how parabolic we already are. We just passed all-time high, and that is what you see here, right? Here is when we passed our previous all-time high. See here. So this is where we are right now, and we had this big correction. But if it will look like this, guys. It will look like this. This is where we're headed. 100. This is our Bitcoin top prediction. Actually, it needs to be there, right? So this is our Bitcoin top prediction. 135,000. Yeah. If we go parabolic, it would even be somewhere up here, right? So I would say 135,000 to 250,000, somewhere there and thereabout. Our prediction is conservative. It is on the 2nd of September 2025. Maybe we top out a little bit earlier because of left translation. We will see. But this would be the 500 days rule. And here we see probably we can delete our worst case scenario target of 52K, which we didn't hit. We only went down to 56K. So this is how it is, right? And where are we in the cycle? Well, the monthly, let's look at it quickly. It's very interesting. So let's just get rid of the lines and let's maybe go into logarithmic so we can see it better. We are about to cross all-time high, and our RSI is at 70. So we are nowhere near. The problematic zone. And here also look at the stochastic RSI and the 2017 cycle. This is what I expect the stochastic RSI to be in this cycle, and we're actually starting to behave like that. So I expect this to coil up for the next months, to go sideways, rally up. If we go sideways more on Bitcoin here, we will actually get our indicators cooled off even more, which is unnecessary. We are already there. See this here? This was also the 2017 cycle at around this stage. See this retracement here? That retracement here was 35%. Our retracement here was just, 25% or ish, right? So it's really the same spot where we were, right? Good morning, tomorrow with Weißwurst Frühstück. That would be actually cool. I love it. It's really good. I mean, that is really good. So what Don Juan is saying here, just give me a second on another breakout here. So that long word of things that if you're not German, you will not be able to read, means breakfast of white sausage, which is a common thing in Bavaria. It's very, very tasty, very good. So you basically have the white sausage with sweet mustard and pretzels, and on the weekends, I would say, but for some Bavarians, I don't even know if it's only on the weekends, you have a beer with it, right? But we're only at the coffee, so there's no beer in here, nor am I eating any white sausage breakfast here. But let's quickly. So usually we're not looking at the stochastic RSI. So what we really don't want to see is that we are significantly dipping into the blue zone with stochastic RSI on the monthly. But what we want to see is we want to have the TSI back in here, because we have been looking at the RSI, stochastic RSI, because of the weekly momentum, because it shows a momentum shift on the weekly, and we can go back to that. But quickly we need to assess where we are in our cycle, and now we have to get the trend line back in here, and we see that we are still so far away from our trend line with the TSI. So there's still way more to go until we hit it. So here we can see that a little bit more. So let me put this on top of that, and then like this. So at a TSI, so let's say we are ramping up into, let's say we're going really like this without any further delays, then actually we could see the hit of this trend line in January or February of 2025 already, which would then imply that we are very close to a top once this gets rejected. Once we're hitting it, it still remains to be seen if we are going to spiral down here like this, right? So this would be what we're expecting in this indicator, and at the same time we want to break in this indicator here in the RSI, we want to break a 90 RSI, or at least go to a 90 RSI. So for both of them there is plenty of room to grow, but for me, as you can see here, the TSI top was actually pretty much the top in this month, right? You wouldn't, I mean, then you still have to nail the top of this candle, and here also the TSI rejection there was the top. You see a long wick, you see wicks on the top, and then here's the bear market starts with this inflation driven top. So this was the real top, in my opinion, still of the opinion. So we don't see that here, meaning we can expect more upside, probably here to the 150Ks or whatever. And then we'll probably see the TSI hit the trend line level at 40. So and that would not coincide with the 500 days, but if we would do something like this, then we would actually top out maybe 500 days later. So we will see. But even though we have the top prediction on September, that doesn't mean that I'm not going to take heavily profits on when this happens. So, but still, I think we're good the rest of the year until we'll hit that. So I think even if we put in a massive green candle now in the next months, I think we will be still good for the entire year. So profit taking, not before end of the year, in my opinion, on Bitcoin. And I'm not even talking the altcoins. Again, as I'm preaching on this channel, look at that. As I'm preaching on this channel is, here, look at that. Bitcoin dominance is following breakout. So altcoins are underperforming collectively. Not saying that all altcoins are underperforming, but collectively altcoins are underperforming against Bitcoin. We are in a Bitcoin season. I'm preaching that all the time. We are in a Bitcoin season, and it's proving time and time again. So I think we're going up and up here for the Bitcoin dominance until we're not. So and then only the good time for the altcoins will start. As long as this goes up and OMI doesn't move, I'm not so concerned about OMI, for example. As if this collapses and OMI doesn't move, then I will be really, really worried. But I'm not at the moment. Good morning, Prince. What's going on? Duck and Cover says, what's the difference between RSI and stochastic RSI? That is a very good question. So let's actually look that up, what the correct definition is. So I know that the stochastic RSI is more about the momentum. So if the momentum is going up or down, and the RSI, the normal RSI, is more looking at the overbought versus oversold level. But let's actually look RSI versus stochastic RSI. RSI is a derivative of price. Meanwhile, the stochastic RSI is a derivative of RSI itself, or second derivative of price. Doesn't make sense? No, absolutely not, right? One of the key differences is how quickly the indicators move. Stochastic RSI moves very quickly from overbought to oversold, or vice versa, while the RSI is a much slower moving indicator. So I would go with the momentum definition, to be honest, here, because of the speed. Yeah, the stochastic RSI moving more quickly than the standard RSI. I would go more on the, hey, this is the momentum in the time frame that I'm looking at. But it's a very good question, and I really love that you asked that question. We should know why it is as it is. But also you can really, in a bull, I mean, you see that you can say, oh, it's overbought. That doesn't mean that we are at the top, right? And then you can say, oh, it's oversold. Yeah, or it's not even oversold, but we're actually already at the bottom. So it's more like, where are we in a cycle, than actually deriving from one indicator if you should buy or sell, right? Ethan says, patient, why not start a series called Portfolio Update? You could discuss the coins you're holding, any reallocations you're making, and their performance. It doesn't have to focus on dollar values. Instead, you could talk about the percentage of each holding in your portfolio. It could make for a light, fun series. Okay, good hint, good question. I will think about it. If more people want that, why not? I could do that. We could do somewhat of a portfolio reveal. I don't really, I mean, I could be like a living guinea pig. I don't even have a problem with discussing rough dollar values that I have in there. So far, my portfolio is like $22,000, comprising of several coins, but Bitcoin being the leading coin. But it's a good idea, I think. I think it's a good idea. We should do that. What do you guys think? Do you support Ethan's idea? Alan Thompson's also here, GMPH. We could also do, and we could also combine that with a portfolio review then of other people's portfolios. So you just people could throw it in the chat, and then we'll just talk about the allocations. Chris Thomas is here. Good morning. How are you doing? How's the little one doing? How's the little one doing? We hope that the little hodler is fine. That's what we're hoping. Ducky Cover said, if only it was that easy. Yeah, I think, okay, Nico seconding that suggestion of Ethan, I guess. If only it was that easy. Yeah, it's not easy. And I mean, this is, I like to look at this because also I like to see where the TA does not work, right? Where TA does not work or is not sufficiently, and which indicators might work, such as the Bitcoin price indicators and whatnot. So definitely something to keep in mind here. And then quick look at the altcoins. So so this is, so remember when I said I'm not sure if we are going to move 100% accordingly to the, let me just quickly go in, 100% accordingly to the to the wave that we designed in here. I mean, we put that in here around this time, somewhere in January. You can go back all the way, and look, we're still in it. We're still like we're moving exactly like the last time. It seems to be like clockwork. That's crazy. So we should be pumping more. We should be challenging all-time highs until June, July, or something like that. At least here, right? So this could be June, July. We should be challenging all-time highs in the market cap of the altcoins. It's really impressive how this works. And if that is, I mean, if this holds true, let's just say this holds true, we're going to see until September or so a 5x in the altcoin market cap, if this all holds true, until September, October-ish, until the end of the year, let's just say. A 5x out of the altcoin market cap, which means that for the smaller altcoins, you're easily going with a 10x until then, right? Easy. And then the question is that just a move with Bitcoin? Will we go into another big move then in an altcoin season, right? This is also the total 3. So actually we can look at the others chart here as well. Just going out of logarithmic, going into logarithmic again. Oops. What? Okay, there we go. Also here, we're a little bit beside it. We're a little bit lagging here at the moment, but we seem to be following it still. So for the others chart, which is the outside top 10, we would have even bigger multiples. So let's look at that. That would be a rough 8 to 9x, which would be more like 20x's out of the smaller coins and a little bit less out of the bigger coins. Yeah. So I think if your portfolio is made up mostly of those coins, yeah. Patient, what has been the best investment you've made so far this year? I mean, which coin has given you a great return on investment? Actually, I can share you that, and it's not Myro. Myro was good, but so far it's Arweave. So far it's Arweave. Remember when I told you in the beginning of 2023 that Arweave is a good buy? So that was somewhere here, and then Arweave still went down quite a bit because I didn't know when the bottom is. It's just how it is. But I did outline this mega falling wedge, and look at the return. So I was buying Arweave all the way down here, and until here I think my average entry is something like that, like 6. It actually went to 3 or so. But like the whole performance of Arweave is a 12x. That's not bad in my opinion. So Arweave is really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's at the end of a 5-wave move almost, and I'm inclined to take some profits now on Arweave here at this level, but I think I will still leave the bigger part of it in it because I think it can do really well still in the bull market. But this is my best investment, and I wouldn't say that this is a good time to enter at all, right? Also, right, so this, I hope that some people took the video there which I made out of Brazil seriously and bought some Arweave as well, because then you're sitting, even if you got in here, you're sitting at a 5x, at a 6x, which is not bad. Chris says, all's well, my friend. Little one doing great. That's so good to hear. Awesome. Please don't tell me Myro. No. Myro, actually, what I did was I sold Myro at a 5, I think 5 or 6x. But I'm really grateful for whoever suggested Myro as a coin. I think that this one was good, and Render also is good. I only put like $50 into Render, but I'm up almost 20x. So my Render bag did really well as well. So I'm really pissed at myself because at the time I was thinking about moving what I had in OMI, like a bigger chunk of OMI into render. And had I done that, I would have made a killing. So, but then why didn't I buy it? Because some people said GPU sharing and stuff like that is just so stupid. And I was like, okay, it seems to be like too risky to do that. Well, sometimes it's good to listen to your intentions, to your intuitions, right? Dan O says, you were the most accurate with OMI predictions last year. What do you think for OMI this year, assuming two things, OMI to NFT and the Viviverse, but no massive adoption, which I think is most likely. So OMI to NFT and the Viviverse. I think the Viviverse will be, if it comes, like a December thing. But let's talk about Ecomi then. So I think by September-ish we should be hitting 001. So I would say, and this really depends on what's happening next, right? This also depends a little bit on the narrative spin, but I would say, like this projection here, a little bit later, maybe we're going to be, let's just say in August. Okay, I put in a label, but it doesn't show. Let me just quickly refresh the chart here. Okay, so we are in the weekly chart, which is fine. So I'd say this, I would say also timing-wise, somewhere here we would hit 001. And I really hope this holds true. This is my projection here, that we are going to hit these levels. So by the end of the year, we would be with this projection at, in November at 002. So this would be somewhere here, right? So around 002, which is this resistance line. And then I'd say in May 2025 or so, I put this originally as the 007 as the years. Oh, so you cannot see that. Sorry about that. So the 007, I originally put that out as the end of year prediction in around Ecomiverse. According to how I drew it, it's only happening in next year, which is also more realistic, because that would be like when altcoin season would start. The most bullish that I can see is something like that, going to a couple of cents. But only if the altcoin season goes crazy and we get what you're saying and we get some adoption there. So I'd say in a medium case, and I know that like Randy and Rain and others, they have way bigger targets, but I'd like to go conservative and have like already take some big profits here and then have a moon bag where I don't care if it goes to 0 or if it goes to the moon or whatever, right? So so that's definitely happening, in my opinion. That's something that like that will be happening. What is that? It's also not too shabby to go to 007, because that would be from the bottom. I know that it's not the average or what people have, but it would be 11x to a 007, and then you go in an altcoin season and go a little bit more, patient. You should do the microcoin degen hunting episode again, because last time lucky we found Myro. Okay, I understood. So we should do both. Like we should go with the portfolio, and then we should do the altcoin degen hunting. Okay, understood. Dan O says, let's be honest, Randy will be relieved to sell and will sell a lot above 005. The good thing is, if your average is below that, you can sell before Randy does. And then you don't have to be afraid of the big whale bags that are at a higher average than yours. Trucking Hank says, I'd like to see you have God's Entry on. Okay. Also, I talked to God's Entry. I wanted to have him on, and then somehow we didn't talk anymore. So I will try to get him on as well. I think God's Entry just recently, he posted that he says bottom for Ecomi is in again. and we're going to break out next. So 100% gain incoming in the next couple of whatevers. People are thirsty for gains in Ecomi. Yep, absolutely. And the question is, what is necessary to get that type of adoption now? Ethan says it might be the perfect time to find another coin to ease the pain that our sweet darling Omi causes us every day. Maybe. Ethan, I think it's a great idea, and together with a view on the portfolio, it could be also very interesting. Hashtag dump on Randy. Nah, it's not. Look, everyone will. If I sell, I'm going to dump on everyone that is still in. It's not only on Randy or whatever. I'm going to dump on everyone that is in. But on the other hand, if you have to see, I am a very conservative looking person on price action. You see, I have a Bitcoin target of 135, which could be easily 250k. I have a Ecomi target of 007 in a medium case, right? So hold that against whatever is out. You see, I have a VeChain target of 35 to 50 cents, whereas other people out there have a $20 target for VeChain, right? I have a I have an Ethereum target of below 10,000, whereas everyone else has a $30,000 target for Ethereum, right? So I might be wrong here. I might be actually too conservative here. But on the other side, I really want that people that are watching my channel are able to say, okay, if this is only a 10x, it's not worth my investment, right? I could find something better. I'm just kidding. WRA is like being mauled by a mosquito. Yeah. Well, it depends, right? In the end, don't look too much on the others. I wish for Randy to be extremely wealthy with this investment. I really wish that for him. I really wish that Randy is going to become a multi-millionaire because of the Ecomi investment. That's my honest wish. For me, my wish is that I can do multiples also with Ecomi. And the most important thing for me is actually that everyone here finds value out of what I'm doing, so that I am getting value from what I'm doing, so that I can do this every day, all the time. That would be great, right? So that I can get out of the hamster wheel and do this every time, every day, from everywhere in the world. More nature walk and talk, more portfolio updates, more live streams, more videos. Let's get it done. I really want to do this. So quick thing on Veve, maintenance alert. Veve down 12 a.m. to 12:30 a.m. So they're doing a lot of like small maintenance here, which is good because we really want the servers to work when the Blackpink drop is going. Trucking says, this is the best crypto channel. We need more PH. Thank you very much. I'm doing my very best to bring more and more. I hope you guys are seeing that. By the way, guys, we have over 30 people here. So if you could smash the like button for me to pump out the stream to more people, that would be really helpful. Please smash up the like button right now. At least 31 likes should be under this video by now. Unless you're driving, then please don't do it. Then that's also fine. If you're driving, please don't do that. Yes, Blackpink drop tomorrow. So we see here they are pushing here the new to the community. Here's a quick guide to help you get started your Veve journey. Let's just do it like that. Let's just do a retweet here on this for all the new Blackpink guys. So hey Blackpink fans, if you are new to @Veve, make sure to already create your account for tomorrow's Blackpink. Is there a hashtag for Blackpink? Yeah, there you go, like the big one here. The Blackpink, make sure for tomorrow's Blackpink NFT drop. and also in brackets, and also check out my YouTube channel for a tutorial. Let's post this. There you go. Liked. Okay, so guys, what we can do to have it to get a little bit, if you have Twitter profiles, what we can do as a community is we can make that Veve Omi stuff trending. Yeah, so we could post, like, retweet stuff here about Blackpink, for example, like this stuff, especially tomorrow, like when, or maybe already today, like today in the evening, we should be taking one of these things with the article to and retweet that with hashtag Veve, hashtag Blackpink, and maybe $Omi. Yeah, so stuff like that we can do, right? I think maybe we can get it trending, so we can help Veve a little bit with that. That would be, yeah. Let's just see what happens. I mean, maybe we can make an impact here. I mean, it's in our own best interest, right? To get some traction here on it. Now, I want to talk about something that is not Veve, but actually Veve related a little bit. Just, I don't know if you guys are holders of black cowls. So this here from Sergio, also recommended to follow. So Bad Cow backdoor deal is anything but transparent. So apparently something happened here. So yesterday it was revealed that 40 Bad Cow holders got invite-only access to a discounted trade facilitated by Candy Digital. The collection being sold came from Des 3D, a 3D rendering service used by Bad Cow project. From what I'm able to tell, the Des 3D received at least 480 Bad Cows when the project was launched and are now looking to sell them. Some users reached out to Candy Digital to make a deal with Des 3D and a selected group of Bad Cow holders. When it was all said and done, Des 3D accepted an offer of $63,000 for their collection, which also included other items such as Batman comics. In return, for $1,575, each person that took part in the deal received 12 Bad Cows, which are valued at $1,800 based on the current floor price. When you factor in other items each received, the market value of the collection goes into the 2,000 range, and this does not take into account the likelihood of there being some unique Bad Cow variants that are valued well above floor price of the collection. The problem I see with this transaction is how it was done. This discount wasn't offered to all Bad Cow holders. Instead, it was organized by an active member of the community who handpicked users they wanted in one deal. I don't know about you, but this deal was reeks of preferential treatment. I personally don't blame the individuals that accepted the invite. Ultimately, they got a good deal. It's like, basically, it's like opening a secondary market besides and excluding most of the people in the secondary market. That's what I'm understanding here from that. And so here someone also put together the facts. Candy transferred the collectibles to users, no violation of the Candy terms of use. That also needs to be clear, but it's like bad for the community, I guess. Just so you see that collectively in the NFT space, things are being discussed. What is good, what is allowed, what you should do. Not only Veve, right? Just so you see that that it is not only Veve where things are being discussed. Yeah. So, Ethan says, Patient, what is your current exposure to AI narratives? Only chappies? Could you explain how you ultimately choose a token in this category? My exposure is to chappies, to Open Fabric AI, to the Graph, and to Render. And the Graph being the biggest one of them. So how did I choose them? So I think that the Graph is the Graph is the blue chip in the API, like AI narrative, APIs narrative, a little bit like pinching a little bit in the Oracle region and so on. So I really like the graph. How do I choose it ultimately? So I choose by market cap and also how active their social media is by their tokenomics, so on CoinRank.io. And we can do that all on the live stream again. So I didn't know that people really enjoyed the altcoin live streams, which is why I stopped them. But if you do, then we can go back to it. Can you walk through like maybe specific factors you consider when evaluating AI sector? Okay, let's do that in a separate altcoin section. I'm happy to do that. So I'm going to show you how I would look at it, and maybe that gives you a different perspective to the general ones. Trucking Hank says, coordinated X Twitch trending plan. Post something Veve or Blackpink drop related 7 p.m. EST Tuesday tomorrow. Tags Blackpink Veve Omi from Discord. Okay, so here you see it, guys. If you wanna take part in like helping, let's say, the Veve growth there, reach some more Blackpink guys, and even if it's only 10 more or so, use these hashtags and some Omi also to just get Omi trending with it. You see here instructions from Trucking Hank. Why not? Why not? Why not? Let's help this thing to grow a little bit. I think that is a good idea. So guys, in that sense, let's get ready to do that. And thank you all for tuning in today. Don't forget to smash up the like button. If you haven't yet, we should have at least 31 likes under this stream. That would be extremely good. And I have to jump now into the hamster wheel, earn some money so that I can ape that into into Veve, Ecomi, and what other altcoin projects I am in. And guys, wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. And I see you in the next Crypto Morning Coffee edition.